All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of the RacPacShow. Our first Super Bowl special in-person podcast here with Nick again, third-time guest.
That's third.
Undeserved. First-time guest.
How's this dude here?
This is also Nick,
Nick
also known as RTZ. And then obviously my co-host, Ryan's doing his best reenactment of Johnny Miles.
Let's keep it going.
And then we got Chad. All right, I wanted to start off by saying congratulations to Jonathan and Ase for winning the Twitter giveaway. Thank you to everyone who entered. We did a week-long giveaway. But yeah, John ended up winning. And quick update, too, we're going to be doing a second giveaway here in this episode. So the way to enter this one is going to be strictly YouTube. You are going to like, subscribe, and then comment who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, Rams or Bengals. And then we'll announce the winner to this giveaway next episode. And it's going to be the same thing, $25 Amazon gift card. So be sure to like, comment who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, and subscribe. But without further ado, I think we can jump right into it.
Well, you know, the main event is Super Bowl. So, since Nick's is your first time on,
go for it.
let's hear some of your feedback on...
All right, so...
I know you were going back and forth here. So.
I am back and forth, just like a teeter-totter. So basically, I would say that my pick for the Super Bowl winner is very mixed right now. I've still been thinking about it. Still unsure, but I would have to say that my head is saying that the Rams are going to win. You know, when I put my smarts together and really, you know, think about it, I would say that the Rams are going to win, but my heart is really saying the Bengals. I think that, you know, Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, I think he's going to come in hungry, and I think him and his entire offense with all the weapons that they have, I think it's going to turn out really well for them if they could stop the Rams. So if I had to pick my money, put my money on somebody, it's going to be, I'm going to have to say the Bengals.
Yeah, listen, I'm a little bit in the same boat as Nick here. So I want to see Cincy win. They've never won a Super Bowl in their history. They've been to one, never won one. And, dude, I'm tired of LA winning everything with the Dodgers and all the LA sports always succeeding for their fans that don't.
Fuck LA.
Yeah, for their fans that show up halfway through all their games and then don't go if they lose. So I'm rooting for Cincinnati as well. I said that in before the NFC Championship, I said whoever won the AFC Championship was who I was going to root for. I put my money on the Bengals already, but if I'm being honest with you, I think the Rams are going to win. Like, if smart money, I think goes on the Rams. But I refuse to put money on the team I'm not rooting for, so I'm going to be biased with my bets here. I'm going with the Bengals as well.
That's fair.
I know you, Nick. I know you... Well, you had the Raiders beating the Bengals, right?
Yes, I did. I'm gonna say that to the camera, actually. I did have in the bracket. Yes, I was down in the Bengals week by week, and they're proving me wrong. And I'm, you know, glad to see him in the Super Bowl, actually. So, now my thing is when it comes to the Super Bowl here, I don't know if I want to down this time because they keep winning. They keep winning for some reason, and I'll tell you what. A couple weeks ago, I wanted to mention this before I forget to talk about it. When I was on the last podcast, I mentioned that for the Chiefs and Bengals game, I was saying that I picked the Chiefs to win, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If the Bengals are gonna win this game, they need to have a hot start, like good, fast start.
Yeah.
Well, no, we watched the game.
Yeah.
The Bengals were behind. 21-3. No, wait, 20-3,
Yeah,
and then they were down 21-3, and then
Yeah.
they made 21-10, and then then the Chiefs had that mishap right before halftime. Instead of kicking a field goal, they try to go for a touchdown, but the Bengals came back. So the Bengals did not have that hot start that I was anticipating. I said, if the Bengals want to win this game, they have to have a hot start. They did not. They were behind, and then they came back and won. So I mean, if they could do that in the Arrowhead Stadium.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is, like, I feel like with the Bengals, when they're hot, they're like the hottest team in the league. I mean, in my opinion, when it comes to their offense.
Right.
I mean, they're up there. You obviously have the Chiefs with a pretty solid offense with Kelsey and Hill. Obviously, they're not, they didn't make it as far in the playoffs. You have the Bucks with their weapons. RIP to Brady, in the NFL. But
although, you never know.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean,
Jordan came back twice.
true.
We'll see.
yeah, but
But-
Jordan Wilson 44.
But I mean, Nick, I can agree with you. I mean, I think,
That's true too.
I think overall, I think Nick's right. When the Bengals are hot, man, they're hard to
Right.
hard to doubt.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow, if you just look at him. Now, Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow, both likable guys. Can't go wrong with them. But, like, there's something with Joey Burrow, man. He's just, like, the most calmest, most chillest dude while he's playing.
But
like,
confident at the
he's
same time.
and confident. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. So it's just like, it's crazy. Like, you just look at him every time they show him on the sideline, he's just chilling. Like, he's just not,
Yeah.
And I think he just knows that, once the game's still going, it doesn't matter what you're down by, you're still in this game. So it's going to be, in my opinion, I'm going with the Bengals just because I've been rooting for them since start of the playoffs pretty much. And, it's just like, I lost my train of thought.
I got the Bengals too. I didn't mind.
Lost my train.
I lost my train of thought. I lost where I was going with that.
But no, I mean honestly, so like kind of going back to what you were saying too. I think, to be honest, man, this is gonna be kind of a far-fetched thing. Is that I think
Got it.
I think that Joe Burrow actually reminds me of a young Brady. He really does. Like in terms of being able to manage the field and come up in clutch in certain positions. I think I don't think anyone is ever going to compare to Brady in that at that caliber of a player, especially being there 22 years in the league or something like that.
22, yeah.
I do see certain traits that Brady had, being one of the greatest players of all time, in Joe Burrow, as young as he is, and he's very early in his career, and I think he's got a really bright future ahead of him too.
That's why I was saying, like, I remember what I was saying now. Is that Joe Burrow, it's going to be, in my opinion, I think it's going to be Joe Burrow versus the Rams defense. If Joe Burrow can put up points against the Rams defense, I'm not too worried about Bengals defense having to stop the Rams offense, because that offensive line for the Bengals, as we all have seen, is terrible. And somehow they managed to still win. So, and with that Rams defensive line, especially Aaron Donald by himself alone, is going to be a real test for them. So if somehow the Bengals can either keep up with the Rams scoring or somehow just constantly scoring, putting up points against that defense, I personally think they're going to win, because, that defense is unbelievable. And I hate that they're home technically.
Yeah,
so they're going to have, but here's the thing. I mean, LA fans are fake. So
yeah, they're fans of all 32 teams.
I still think that there's going to be more Bengals fans, or if anything, more football fans than Ram fans there.
Miscellaneous people.
So I don't see, that being a factor. Besides, are they the home team technically, or are they the away team?
The Bengals are the home team.
The Bengals are the home team. So does that mean the Rams are going to be in the away technically locker room?
The Bengals.
Not that, like,
I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know. It might just be easier for the. I don't know how that works, but I do know, like, the Bengals got to pick their uniforms, and they picked those black ones.
Yeah.
And then the Rams will be wearing white. And there's that stat. I think it's like 12 out of the last 16 winners have been the white jerseys. But, like, that doesn't technically mean anything. You guys are fucked.
No, Bengals. Who they?
So, Chad, who are we going for Super Bowl?
I don't know. It's kind of 50-50. I don't really have a favorite for either one of these. It's kind of like I said, when I filled out my bracket when we did our little pool thing, and I said Bengals are making it to the Super Bowl.
You did.
And they were going to end their run there at the Super Bowl. I mean, it's a tough matchup, because obviously Rams, with their defense, will give the offense trouble for the Bengals. But being at home, that's one thing. But Rams also have been struggling playing both halves. So
That's true, too.
if they only come out the first half, don't sleep on the Bengals, just like what they did with Kansas City. I mean, it is what it is, but you got to play all four quarters.
Like you said, the Rams have been known. They've seen in the playoffs where they just second half, they just kind of like slow down against the Buccaneers. And then
cost my New Orleans Saints and Sean Payton in his last time as a Saint a playoff berth. If they would have closed out San Francisco, the Saints would have been in the playoffs and not San Fran. And maybe
also,
the Saints could have made it.
Nick Kamara.
Going back to Nick, you said the Rams are more experienced, but
They do.
that's a different story. You said they're more experienced, but this is Matt Stafford's like first time ever in a Super Bowl.
I'm talking about like the
I get it.
roster,
As a
not
roster,
Stafford.
I get it.
This Stafford,
But heavily it's on Stafford here, right? You can.
I'll be honest. So, here,
I'm not saying discrediting him, but it's his first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Nerves are gonna come, but who knows?
Lot
Same
more
thing for
vet-
Joe
more
Burrow. Same thing for
veterans.
Joe Burrow.
More veterans on LA.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
No, if we're talking like Bengals offense, Mixon's young. Burrow obviously freaking young.
Well, here's the thing you
And
gotta
then-
keep in mind too is that wasn't Aaron Donald going through some knee issues as well? Wasn't he having something going on with his knee?
I don't.
I've seen
Earlier,
no-
maybe.
I know.
Maybe
Obviously, I know
hold on.
Higbee is.
Like they haven't really talked
Higbee's
about
out.
what's going on.
Higbee's
Higbee's
ruled
out.
out. And then Uzma is still questionable.
He's questionable, but he was a full participant.
Yeah, I know, but still.
He'll be playing for sure.
I mean, obviously you got Von Miller on the Rams, who's gonna, who
Floyd.
could definitely, who's a big threat as well. So, I think when it comes down to it, I think reasoning why I think the Rams could win is one. I think they have a pretty explosive offense. Even if Higbee's not gonna be playing, their defense, overall, I think, you have Aaron Donald, you have Von Miller, you have Jalen Ramsey, and I think, if the offense can start clicking and set the tone for the game, I think that's gonna be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The first quarter, dude, is gonna set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and
So
listen,
whoever comes out fastest,
I mean, like a lot of these past Super Bowls, it seems like when they're blowouts and like when teams are getting the better of the other team, it seems to always fall on pass rush. You look at Denver when they played Seattle in the Super Bowl. Denver was a record-breaking offense. Peyton Manning was there at the time, and Seattle was that number one defense, and they just laid it to Denver. You look at last year, Mahomes from first snap felt like was running away from pass rushers all night long because they had offensive line injuries. You look at back to the 2007 Super Bowl when Brady was undefeated, the Giants were tearing them apart. So I think, and look, Joe Burrow is the first quarterback to ever make the Super Bowl, being the most sacked quarterback in the regular season. He got sacked 9 times against Tennessee and managed to pull that out. My problem is, and like I said, my money's on the Bengals. I'm rooting for the Bengals, but I do think the Rams will win, and it's simply because of the defensive line. I thought the Bengals had the worst offensive line in the playoffs at the start of the playoffs, and they escaped Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill throwing 3 picks. That's not going to happen this time around. You're going against a much better offense. Not to mention the defensive line is better. You got Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller. You have Jalen Ramsey covering Chase, so he's not going to get open right away.
To be fair, though, is that Matthew Stafford has had games where he throws a fair
Right,
amount of
yeah,
interceptions.
and listen, there was that throw against the Niners where that guy just holds onto the ball, and we're probably talking about a Bengals-Niners Super Bowl right
It's a
now.
totally different game.
But
It's true.
and listen, I normally in the Super Bowl I kind of have a team I don't like. I like to have a team I don't like, and I like to have a team I'm rooting for. Like last year, I'm a Saints fan, so I didn't want the Bucs to win. I like Mahomes, obviously, so I kind of had a hero and a villain to root for. This time around, I'm rooting for Cincinnati, but it'd be cool to see Stafford get one. It'd be cool for me to see OBJ and Aaron Donald get one. McVay as well. And that's speaking of McVay, it's another thing I have. I think McVay, he's been here before. I think it'll help his preparation. Zach Taylor, he's a young guy. Before he got Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor's record in the NFL was 6-25. So I don't even know if he's a good coach. I know they're here in the Super Bowl, so obviously he's got to be doing something right. But and we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be definitely an interesting Super Bowl. I'm hoping for a close game, unlike last year's Super Bowl.
I think this is definitely one Super Bowl within probably the past 5-6 years that I truly don't know what the outcome's gonna be. It could go either way in any situation with these two teams going up against each other. The way that they played this season, I mean, if the Rams are on their best game and the Bengals are on their best game, I think this is gonna be a fantastic Super Bowl to watch.
I just want to mention actually, to Anthony's point, everything, the game of football, everything comes at the line, right? Offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah.
It's how the Bengals are going to respond to the Rams. Now, Bengals, going back 2 weeks ago, Bengals and Chiefs, right? So, I'm not talking about the line here. I'm talking about Bengals defense turning it up. Second half. And it was a little bit. I'll say this. I mean, I could say Chiefs lost the game too, and the Bengals did play well.
I think the Chiefs lost that. I think the
It's
Chiefs
half and
lost that
half.
in
I
the
mean,
second half.
the Bengals did actually
Yeah,
did pretty well on the defensive side.
Oh, yeah,
So it's just
no
how they
doubt.
respond to it. I mean, it's really but it comes down the line, man. How they're gonna how the Bengals are gonna try to stop Aaron Donald, man. They're gonna have to do some. I know they're game playing right now.
You're gonna see tight end. You're gonna see a lot of tight ends doubling,
right? Eligible, blocker,
Yeah, chipping
all
them.
Stuff. They're gonna.
The problem with that though is, like I said, is like this isn't a team, that just has that one guy, that one pass rusher. You look at Cleveland, for example. They have Myles Garrett, and then I don't know if any of us can name the other guys in the defensive line. So you can kind of key in on him. The tough part with the Rams is, okay, you can key in on Aaron Donald. Von Miller isn't what he was, but Von Miller is still a Super Bowl MVP, one of the most prolific pass rushers we've seen in our generation for sure, and has shown in the playoffs he's still something to be dealt with. Leonard Floyd is nothing to look over as well. Like, you can definitely chip Aaron Donald. I think you have to double team Aaron Donald no matter what, but you have to also be chipping these other guys, especially Von Miller, because they can wreck your game.
Well, Von Miller also has speed too, so you got to be careful with him off the blind side and everything else.
And another thing that's going to be super important is establishing the run, I think, for the Bengals early. They have a decent run game. They have Joe Mixon, because if you get to a point where, like guys we just named, Aaron Donald and stuff, they know they're in a pass-only situation. They can just pin their ears back and rush the quarterback. You're going to be in trouble, especially with that offensive line, because if you can at least keep them guessing, then you might buy yourself some time, get yourself some open receivers, and have some success.
Now that you mentioned that, too, is like, yeah, all this talk about the Rams' defensive line, but no one's really talking about what of a great matchup we're going to see with, possibly Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey
100%.
going at it, and
Jamar Chase is going to own him.
I hope so. I hope so.
I honestly think it's going to be a physical game between those two.
I think they gotta.
Ramsey gets burned too much.
He does
get burned a lot, but I think
it's
they
Jamar
have
Chase
to
we're talking
use motion a lot. Like, I think they got to move Jamar Chase around, pre-snap, like put him in, keep putting him outside, put him in the slot, put him in motion a lot to kind of.
Well, I think that's also where they talk, like,
Ramsey.
there's a prop on DraftKings that it's over 3.5 for Chase to get rushing yards. And now that we're talking about, like, establishing the rushing and then all the defensive line that the Rams have, they might use Jamar Chase back there in the backfield, kind of like Deebo Samuel or something.
Right.
They need to get him in the game and get him established in the game to win the game.
Yeah, and that's something like on a lot of like NFL shows or whatever. You'll hear former receivers, and they'll say things like, "Listen, like receivers kind of need to be in rhythm. Whether you just need to get them the ball, whether that's a screen pass, like you reverse, like you said, just to make sure they're in the flow of the game, because you don't want,
Look at OBJ, dude. What happened to him?
right."
Like, they weren't feeding him the ball as much. Obviously, he's coming off an injury as well from last year. But at the same time, before he got traded to the Rams, dude, he wasn't getting the ball as much. And he seemed to lack in performance. But now, dude, when he's on the Rams, dude, Stafford's been feeding him the ball.
They're using him.
And look at him, though.
They're using, yeah.
He's looking good, dude.
Yeah, the one thing I will say that's nice too is like these defenses really got to worry about Cooper Kupp as well. Like, he definitely takes some of the Beckham's going to pretty much see single coverage the whole game because Cooper Kupp's there. But yeah, I mean,
I think ultimately, I think the biggest factor like in this Super Bowl from the start is going to be, does the Bengals show up with their offensive line? If the Bengals show up with their offensive line, then there's a fight. I think it's going to be a good game. If they don't show up and the defense is walking all over them and they know that, this game could easily be a very one-sided game.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. This game also
What?
comes down... I'll tell you. This game really comes down to passion, too. Like, mentally speaking now. I'm seeing the other Bengals game, man. Like, they're out there fired up, man. They're really fired up.
Dude, they've been to one Super Bowl.
And I'm not saying the Rams
won.
The Rams are, like, they are fired up, but they're not as fired up as the Bengals, man.
Yeah, but they got the home
like,
field. They got their home fans.
They're just
their
playing.
fans.
Yeah, right. The Bengals all have.
I mean, didn't the
that fire in
Bengals
them.
give away like 30,000 tickets or something?
maybe.
Did they really?
I thought I saw
don't know
something about
that'd
it.
be half the fucking.
I know
stadium.
I swear to God, I saw a video of that
That'd be
because then the
insane.
Rams did like some kind of event that like fans were supposed to show up to, and like there was like they filled up like a section of a high school football stadium stand.
Yes.
Like it was nothing, and you could go to the Bengals and it was like the whole entire.
Yeah, Bengals fan. I mean, Bengals.
I gotta find that
There was
video.
not football.
I'm
swear to God, I
rooting for
saw
them.
that.
period of time, so, I mean.
Let me find
That's
that.
some bets.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to get to the betting side of things, so I actually told, and I wish I would have known this before I made my bet on the money line. I still put some money on this, but so I told Nick we were at the gym today. An interesting thing about the Super Bowl in the 55-year history of the Super Bowl, there has never been a game decided by 2 or 1 points. So the winner has always won by 3 or more. So an interesting bet I heard was like, if you're gonna bet the Bengals to win, right, the money line, bet them minus 2.5 because. Listen, in the history of the Super Bowl, a team has never only won by 2 or 1. Obviously, it's not like impossible, right? Like a team can win by 1, a team can win by 2. But you get better odds on that 2.5 than you would if you just like the minus 2.5 spread, than you obviously would just the money line. So that was an interesting one that I had heard.
But knowing how betting is going to go in this year,
right? And I mean,
watch them win by 1 point.
In terms of bets, like I
swear.
I couldn't even name you all the bets I have going right now. A lot of props. I've got my money on the Bengals. Money line spread, that 2.5 just talked about. There's some interesting props I heard this year.
Yeah,
Ryan told us one today.
I don't know, because I haven't made any bets yet on this game besides the Bengals money line, just because tomorrow, I might either tomorrow or early Sunday, I might focus on like props and stuff. But there's one prop that I saw. I can't credit it. There's a buddy I know. His name's Joey.
Joey B?
No, Joey Plitzka. He told me about this. I saw he posted it. Returns on opening kickoff. I think it was like minus 110.
For the opening kickoff.
It was a stat out of the last 28 Super Bowls, 26 of them have been returned, meaning those 2 have been either kicked out of bounds, fair caught, whatever.
Yeah.
26 out of 28 have been returned. What?
Hester?
Yep.
And
No. We're talking about just returning the ball.
It. Like 2 times.
Opening kickoff.
Only 2 times has it been kneed.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh shoot.
Yeah, not returning the touchdown. There is one for a touchdown.
Yeah,
the odds
that's
were
crazy.
insane for that one.
Edgy bet on the Hester one.
Okay, now I'm nervous.
But I'm talking about just returning the ball.
Oh, okay.
26
Well,
of the last 28 have been returned.
Kick open.
I'm taking it. Yeah, opening kickoff, not even kickoff. Opening
Nick's
kickoff.
like, I know 2 of them. So Hester.
So I'm it's minus 110 right now. So I'm betting it, dude. I'm probably gonna bet it. That's one of the props that I saw.
I already bet it when you told us.
Because they usually boot it over the
Yeah, but and then they showed the stats between Matt Gay and McPherson. I don't remember the stats, but I know their stats are pretty low when it comes to kicking the ball out of the end zone. So
low,
but as in like they don't do it as much. But the fact that it was 26 out of the last 20 Super Bowls have been returned.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. They want to kick the ball off. Who wants to see
Yeah, no one wants to.
the ball go out of bounds?
That's how Vegas wins money. But you also got to consider that in those 26 out of the 28, the ball was pushed back 10 yards, right?
Well,
They didn't change that
they
until,
changed-
a couple of years ago? So
Well, I mean, here's the thing with these kind of things where you're kind of going off previous Super Bowls and stuff. There was a stat in all Brady's Super Bowls that he had never scored a touchdown in the first quarter. So last year I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bet the Buccaneers not score a touchdown in the first quarter. That was one of the props because Brady had in all his Super Bowls prior to last year never scored a touchdown in the first quarter. It was something like that. Sure enough, what does he do? Scores a touchdown in the first quarter. So I mean, this shit happens.
Right it or not, I'm writing
that's
it.
how Vegas wins their money.
Another trend that I bet as well is the under on the first half or first quarter and first half. First quarter was it was 10 points. It was 10 points to be scored in the first quarter. I bet the under, and the reason being is like apparently in recent Super Bowls, like a lot of the Super Bowls, it's been that way. And you think like these guys are coming out there kind of jittery, like it's the Super Bowl. Like people have nerves no matter who they are, and the defense usually gets the better of those early on ones.
Is there a punting? Is there a punting bet?
Take the field goal bet.
I took Kevin Huber over 50.
So
longest
here's
punt
the
over
question.
52.5.
Oh,
Here's the question we haven't really talked about:
Okay. That's positive.
is how many times do you think Joe Burrow's gonna get sacked?
If
It's
he
like
gets sacked,
At least
here's the thing:
5.
he's gotten sacked 9 times and still won. But how many times I think he's gonna get sacked? I'm gonna go 4 or 5 times. I'm gonna go
Think
4 or
so?
5 times. Yeah. I say no. I don't think it's gonna be 9 like that one game.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't wait to watch this fucking game, man.
All right, just for the fun of it, I mean, you have to. We're gonna go right and down. Sorry if you need Nick. All right, so I'm assuming you're gonna bet it. Heads or tails? What are you gonna take for the
Heads.
coin toss? You're gonna take heads? What are you
Yeah.
taking?
All right, I do want to preface this.
Here we go.
I do really quickly. And I want to preface all my Super Bowl bets. I'm going to warn you all. Last year, I made a lot of bets on the Super Bowl. I hit one. It was the coin toss. And I bet heads, so I'm sticking to it. I'm betting heads.
All right.
Tails never fails.
Tails never fails as well.
Tails does not fail.
Unless it was last year, it
I've
failed.
seen it fail a lot. So.
Yeah, your heads.
All right, I'm going. Yeah.
The other thing that we gotta figure out who Tim the Tap Man is going for.
Oh, yeah.
He said that. This is no bullshit. This is no bullshit. The second I saw him tweet the Rams, within 30 seconds, I placed my Bengals money line bet.
Now I'm all right because I'm on a Reddit sportsbook page and there's a guy in there that said the last 14 Super Bowls he's picked the wrong winner.
Oh my god.
And he picked the Bengals. So now you saying that Tim's got the Rams with his fucking negative.
I get that maybe 14, but
Tim
Tim is on fire on this particular playoffs. So I don't know, man.
Dude.
How can you pick 14 wrong?
It's tough.
Picks?
Where's the proof? Is he just saying that, or is it show?
He had
you just
attachments
gotta
and I
believe
just
him.
never.
Another one. I think I got screwed on last year was the over/under on how long the national anthem was. And I think they have it at DraftKings.
I heard it's around 90
Wait,
seconds.
what was
Is it 90 seconds?
Well,
I saw it was a minute 35.
All right, because
Dude,
last
it's gonna be
year.
longer than a minute.
Well, the
I
last.
don't know who's singing.
Well, the over-under's at 90 seconds.
I heard some Mickey,
90 seconds.
some Mickey.
Oh no, but
singing.
they
Yeah, I
do
never heard of
the
this.
they linger with the words like they keep.
Well, it all
They
depends.
do
on
their
the-
own. They do their own version.
Can
Is
you
what
get
you're
that
saying.
again? Just kidding.
Well, no. Okay. But for last year, the problem with that is that I think they chalked it because someone was outside the stadium recording it and then posted it, and everyone fucking knew how loud
So I
it
was
was.
listening. So one of the shows I listened to, the one guy on there's been a professional bettor for around 20 years, and I think what he said about it was, and he said this. He said this year do the same thing. He's like, you got to be adamant on Twitter. He's like, that video came out. And there might have been some that just canceled the bet, but apparently what they did was they changed the over/under. Like they basically put it right on where that video said the thing was. So like say last year it was like we'll just say 2 minutes, right? Like let's say that video said oh the national anthem's 2 minutes, and the over/under originally was 90 seconds. I think they literally just moved it to 2 minutes and made you kind of like 50-50 it. And I've heard people say they love to bet the pregame stuff. I don't know if I'll bet the national anthem. I've already bet the coin toss, but when people say, some people are like, the reason I don't like to bet anything before the game is I don't want to go into the game already lost the bet, like you already lost one.
No, that's true.
I mean, hey, last year I went into the game. I'm like, all right, I'm 1-0. I didn't see another win the rest of the night.
But here's the thing too is that if you think about it, dude, there's a lot of these pregame bets, right? Tons of them. And here's the thing is that it's obviously encouraging you to place bets on just random stuff, dude. I mean, what side of the coin flip it's gonna be? You know what I mean? And then there's also like they're even doing like cross sports bets.
The Gatorade color,
Yeah, the Gatorade color.
Last year was blue, I think.
But the thing is, like, and so I think, overall, just because it's there doesn't mean that you should bet on it. I think, in terms of, obviously it's more encouraging to bet on because it's Super Bowl and you're like, oh, let's go spend money. But I think, don't be wise about what you put your money on.
Every prop.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and listen, I don't bet more than you obviously can. And like something I do with the
Bet
Super Bowl,
responsibly.
like normally throughout the regular season and everything, I try to bet with absolutely no bias to the best of my ability. Like I bet what I think is going to happen. The Super Bowl is the one time where, I kind of give myself some leeway. The things I'm more like serious about, and I think will hit. I'm really focused on those props. But in terms of like. And I preface this, money line, like I bet the Bengals. I think the Rams are going to probably win this game. I think they have more avenues to win this game than the Bengals do. It's more likely, but I bet the Bengals because that's the team I'm going to root for. So, but we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of...
There's one crazy bet that I did put some money on. And obviously, like, week to week, I'm sure, like, as we all know, we all put, we'll take random money lines or... same game parlays, stuff like that. We'll just put money on it with tons of picks in it that the odds are really, really high, and you end up hitting it. That's great. You win a bunch of cash, but otherwise, you know what I mean. It's just kind of one of those bets that you throw out there for the hell of it. And so one bet that I made for the Super Bowl that they had was for Cam Akers to score the first touchdown of the game, and for Joe Mixon to score the second touchdown of the game, which was placed at plus 6,000. And so I put $10 on it for the hell of it, and if you win, it's about $600 payout. So I was like, you know what? you know, everyone's talking about passing, you know, between Stafford and Burrow, which I definitely think is going to be happening. But
Why not?
don't overlook Cam Akers and Joe Mixon, bro. They've had pretty decent seasons. I mean, Mixon could have been better. Akers obviously was hurt, but I think, you know, if Akers was healthy all season long, that dude probably would have had a great year. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you look at last year, he was really good till the whole year, like till the end of the year.
Yeah.
So.
What's up with his yards per carry though? I've seen.
Yeah, and like that's a tough thing too. Is like you gotta realize
this
this guy was supposed to be out for the year. He tore his Achilles in the offseason.
Well, he's
Like,
probably running reserves. Like, he's probably like, you know, a
The
little
other-
bit, you know.
So here's another interesting thing about Cam Akers is today I think the Rams activated Darrell Henderson off the IR.
Ooh.
So they're gonna have all three running backs. They're gonna have Michelle. They're gonna have Henderson. They're gonna have Akers.
Let's
So
also not look over Van Jefferson, dude. You know, we got Kupp, OBJ, and Van Jefferson.
they have
Man.
good receivers.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
First one to fumble
And
is
listen-
going to lose their job.
And listen, I saw a fun argument and I put $1 on it because you know who cares, but. You know, with the possibility of Jalen Ramsey shadowing Jamar Chase, say he shuts him down, I put $1 on T. Higgins to win Super Bowl MVP. Pays out it's 60 to 1 odds, so it'll pay 60. He might have a big game. That's probably one of the biggest props I'm on is his over. I think it's at when I bet it. I don't know what it's at right now. It's on FanDuel. It's at 69.5 receiving yards. I bet the over on that. I don't know what it's at right now, but that's what I got it at.
Well, I guess with that being said, I mean, you want to kind of go around and see who we got with Super Bowl MVP?
That's a good one.
I mean, I have a couple picks, but
off the top of my head, but
That's,
I mean,
I'll tell you
who's
what
your
I
number
got.
one choice? I would say.
well, the MVP is the Super Bowl winner, so now we're at the.
I'm gonna go with both teams.
Here,
I'm
let's
gonna
do
go with
one.
both teams here.
Pick one from each
Okay.
team.
Yeah.
Pick one from each team.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
I don't know who wants to start.
Chad, why don't you start?
We'll go in order. Clockwise.
Shit. I think for Rams, I'd take Cup.
Okay.
I mean, he
fair
just had an offensive season, and you
Just
can't
one
go against
offensive
it.
player of the year.
I mean, Triple Crown.
Mhm.
Bengals. Shit. Let me sleep on that for a minute,
I
and
can
then
go
you
around.
guys can go. Put me
All
on
right,
the fucking spot.
Bengals. I'm gonna go with. Oh man. I mean, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna go with Joe Burrow for Bengals. But Rams, I'm gonna have a sleeper here. I'm gonna go Von Miller.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go.
Let's
Yeah,
go on.
I'm gonna go Von
He'd be
Miller.
a yeah, that's crazy. He'd be a two-time Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Von Miller for.
What last one was on the Broncos, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was when they beat.
Just because I feel like they're gonna be doubling
That's
Aaron
because
Donald.
that's the only team he played for.
Obviously.
What do you- okay.
So I ended up I did choose Von Miller as an option for the Rams, mainly because if the Bengals offensive line really targets Aaron Donald, I think that Von Miller could have an opportunity for a field day. And if that's the case, you know, if he gets a handful of sacks, maybe a forced fumble, that dude could, I think he has a chance of winning a Super Bowl MVP. As far as the Bengals go, to be honest, I mean, now that Anthony mentioned it, I really like that idea of T. Higgins, dude. Because here's the thing, man, when T. Higgins is on it, dude, he's on it. Like, he balls out. That dude has had some great games when he's on top of his game. But, again, I think it's really going to just be the second factor is if Jamar Chase gets shut up.
Can I change
Yeah.
mine really quick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go instead of Joe Burrow. I'm going Evan McPherson. That's my MVP.
I saw a bet on that
You
today.
could put money on it, dude.
I'm going with
Yeah,
it.
you could,
He's gonna. He might come up big in this game.
So I don't remember all the ones I had money on. So
Both
Rams. I think I'm going Aaron Donald. Like I don't. He said earlier this year, he's like, the one thing I think I'm missing on my resume is a championship. And against that offensive line, I don't think he's going to be stopped. I don't care if they double him. He's used to being doubled. It's nothing new to him. And then as far as Bengals, I'm trying to think.
Uh-oh.
He's trying to think.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh.
My guy Jamar Chase. I'm taking
Yep.
him.
Here we go.
I'm taking him.
That's not a bad. Yeah.
Got my Jamar Chase swag.
After-
just in time for the game.
After he schools Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, those are nice ones. Yeah. I'm for Cincinnati. I'm gonna go with Joe Mixon. I
Okay.
I like that.
I originally was thinking Jamar Chase, but Mixon's a really good one though.
Yeah.
I
Wrong.
He'll be important in that game.
I like the
Wrong.
Jamar Chase pick.
Yeah, that is good.
He ends up with like 2 carries, 5 yards. Like,
Negative yards.
No,
'cause
then
it's
it
someone
won't
else.
matter because the Bengals are going to lose.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
He's gonna be big in that game.
Yeah, and the Rams. I mean, man, there's a lot of guys on that team that you could choose from, man. It could be.
Yeah, it's true.
There's so many. Yeah, I mean,
so many on the Bengals too, and
I mean, by
you're like
by default, yeah. I mean, Aaron Donald,
Mixon.
I'm thinking. I mean, they didn't give him a 99 overall, man, for a reason. So I mean.
Number 99.
99. I think Jalen Ramsey's 99 too, but right? I don't know. Whatever. But Aaron Donald, so,
Looking for confirmation.
even though he might get like double teamed or triple teamed, whatever you call it, he will grab a couple sacks. Maybe he'll probably force a fumble or two. I don't know. Maybe 2 fumbles.
Maybe.
Fair enough.
Maybe a couple.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Maybe 7. I don't know.
Maybe a pick six.
Chad, we have our Bengals
I
pick.
don't know. I'm kind of like, because if Chase is getting covered so much, and it's like, I don't really want to pick Mixon. He's obviously an
people
obvious
sleep
player,
on
but
him, man. People
I know people also sleep. I mean,
sleep
what
on
if?
have that game.
I mean, you can go like Tyler Boyd could have a big game.
Yeah,
You don't know who.
Boyd.
What about former Saint Trey Hendrickson?
Okay.
Who's not? If he's healthy,
Eli Apple?
Oh. No.
he might be crying on Twitter. The
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill. I don't know. I think I'll just throw a Hail Mary and go Tyler Boyd.
I like it.
Little veteran
Okay.
presence.
I like
I mean,
Maybe throw a couple
You
Hail
know,
Mary, I got
Maybe
McPherson. That's a Hail Mary right
see
there.
what UFC does for me first.
Yeah, right?
I think a good little bet that I placed today was final score.
He told you to tell me.
So I actually came across this and I was actually pretty surprised with the odds, but so earlier today I placed a bet on the final score of the game being 31-28 Bengals. McPherson scored game-winning field goals I think a couple times this year.
MVP.
Ryan is obviously rooted for MVP, but yeah, dude, the odds came out. I think I bet $5 on it or something like that. Dude, it came out to be I think I'll win like 1,700. So,
Taking us out to dinner if that
I
happens.
told him, I'm like, boys, I got you on this nice steak dinners, Wagyu beef. You know
We're
what I
getting a
mean?
new setup.
We're chilling. So, but yeah, I think I saw that, and I think if it is gonna be an offensive shootout, if the Bengals can handle the Rams defense, like like they've been known to do with other good defenses, then I think overall it could be a high-scoring game and it could end with a game-winning field goal. So, and don't doubt McPherson, man. That dude is an absolute stud. So, anyway, I think that's another bet that we should talk
I mean,
about.
that's what we're talking about an offensive game, but it's also like, I mean, you guys said Von Miller and Aaron Donald, and it's kind of like, if it's an offensive game, how does a defender
Yeah,
win?
I mean, I don't know.
MVP?
It's got to be.
I
don't know if it will necessarily be. Like I said, and then you kind of pick your Super Bowl MVPs based on who you think is going to win. And I went with the Rams because I think if the Rams do win, it's going to be because of that defensive line. I think it's going to be because they shut them down. But to go with that, I think if the Bengals do win, they're going to have success on offense. I think. I do kind of like the 31-28, like you said, because I think if the Bengals win this game, they're going to have to score around. Like I think that they're going to have to show that they're going to have to put up points against that team, like 28 or more, 25 or more.
Well, didn't you also have 31-27?
Oh well, that was
So that's 1 point off.
in defense. In my defense, well, to be fair though, that was also as like before we even knew who was in the Super Bowl. We did for our playoff bracket, we had like tiebreakers, and you picked the Super Bowl score. But that was before we knew who was in the Super Bowl. So, but it's possible. I mean, like I said, there's that stat. Team is never won by 1 or 2 points, so a field goal goes in line with that. So we'll see.
I'm going to go 20-17. I don't think it's going to be that high of a score game. I think it's going to be a little bit less just because of the defense. But 2017, and kind of the same thing with you. McPherson to win it.
Fair enough.
But,
Nick, did you give your final score?
I'll say 28-24.
28-24?
28-24, okay.
24, whoever the winner may be.
Oh,
You know what I think?
Well, I'll say Bengals.
I'm going 27-24 Bengals, I think.
27-24, yeah.
Yeah. Score.
I think a lot of us are pretty close in terms of like what we think the scores are.
Yeah.
Except for Ryan.
I'm just throwing out like a default number, so
2017.
20-24.
Oh, whatever.
A simulated Manning game.
Whatever.
Go over here. So, I mean, I kind of briefly want to talk about it, just because, enough of this football talk, but that halftime show. Can we talk about that for a second?
Like I said,
Chad, I know Chad doesn't really care.
First Super Bowl, Ryan's going to be more interested in the halftime show than the game.
He's going to be like a little kid sitting in front of the
I
TV.
want
popcorn.
when the halftime show was on, the volume was up, and everybody keep their comments to themselves. Especially you, Troy.
I'm gonna look at Ryan and I'm gonna see him shed a tear.
Who's Troy?
Let's Troy. He's gonna be a smart ass.
He's got some. He's gonna have some smart ass comments to say. I already know. But I'm excited. Everyone keeps asking me what they think, like who's gonna come out first, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was a bet.
The good thing for Troy is that Bengals are wearing black and the Rams are wearing white, so that's good for him.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Anyway.
You hear me, bitch?
I mean, are you excited about anything or no?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't see through your sunglasses.
Oh.
But I would say, I don't know. I mean, overall, I think, to be honest, you have some of the most iconic artists that are playing at the halftime show. I mean, obviously, you have a lot of big artists who play every single year. A lot of artists, I think, that depend on that year's popularity. But I think this year you're bringing back a lot of icons with Dr. Dre, Eminem, bringing Kendrick Lamar. I mean, a lot of good lyricists. I hope it's going to be. What I don't hope is that we're disappointed.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Temper expectations.
They have a total of, I think, 13 minutes. I was listening to their press conference.
There's a lot of them. So, like, it's not. The only downside for you that I will say is, like, it's not just, Eminem.
No, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just because I do think he's going to come out last, in my opinion. Save the best for last.
Relax, dude.
You disagree?
It's like a finishing type of song.
Depends. I mean, you have people from different eras of hip hop.
Don't even get me started. They don't even. Whatever. This is not a music podcast. But I'm excited overall. This is a good Super Bowl between the halftime show, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do because, you had guests on there but it's like what 2 or 3 people with them. Now you have 5 people in one show, 13 minutes. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. And there's always some, they always do, you had The Weeknd last year who had like the crazy mirror thing. I'm very interested to see what kind of production they do. Right? Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of production they do.
The meme.
Oh, yeah, he didn't have
talking.
Yeah.
I talk?
Whoa. Take it easy.
I'm interested to see what kind of production they do.
Look, you got him jumbling his words now.
Yeah, you motherfucker. But yeah, whatever. At the end of the day, I can't wait. Hate it, like it, whatever. I'm gonna enjoy it, just because it's my favorite artist in there. So it'll be fun to see what happens. And then if you're like a player on a team, this is iconic. Do you somehow try to sneak out and go see it? Because I don't know if they do that or not. When you're in the locker room,
probably not.
Do they ever like kind of sneak out?
I'd probably just watch a recording or something.
I know, but it's not the same.
Because I don't know. I feel like if you're a player, you're in the wrong.
What if you're losing? What if you're losing? Coach, hold on. I'm gonna go watch the fucking performance.
Yeah.
Get the
I
fucking
get that,
area
but
off the team.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
No, I highly doubt that would happen. Honestly, man. I feel like overall, like if you're in the middle of a Super Bowl, bro, you're not thinking about anything but that game.
Well, yes, exactly.
It doesn't matter what's going on, halftime show, whatever. I mean, of course, you probably know what's going on. But deep down, when those guys are in that game, dude, they're so focused and zoned in that that's all they're focusing on right now is just winning that game and being back out on the field after halftime. So I think, that's just my opinion, obviously. But
well, yeah, we don't know that though.
We don't know.
Who knows? But ideally, yeah, I feel like they don't care for that. So if anything, like Anthony said, they'll see on a recording. But overall, this is gonna be a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to, we talked about it, get some wings, get some pizza.
It's gonna be fucking fun until you guys start losing bets. And then you're gonna be sitting there fucking pouting and shit.
All right, let me just say something here real quick.
What the pizza's for?
Let me just say something.
And the wings.
To anyone who's watching this, I think when it comes to sports betting, yes, we, you guys tend to talk about it a lot on the podcast. I think it's great. It helps people out, gives people a different perspective. But when it comes down to sports betting, people who throw more money into it than they can afford.
Right.
And so I think deep down, my outlook on sports betting is you always bet what you're willing to lose. Yeah. So that way if you lose, it sucks, but it doesn't sting. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, all right, I lost. Now if you win, all right, it's cool. And so that's how I avoid disappointment, because it can easily ruin a game for you.
Right. Oh, 100%. And I kind of told him how much I put on this year, and like I've definitely put more money into this game than I have in like a normal regular season week and stuff like that. But at the same time, like it's more money than I'm normally betting, but it's also not money that like if I lost every single bet that's on there, I'm fine. Like it doesn't matter really. It's just kind of there to gives me extra things to root for during the game. Kind of like fantasy sports. Normally in a fantasy, like you're playing fantasy, you might not give a shit about a Browns Steelers game, but maybe you have Najee Harris, gives you something to root for. You know what I'm saying? So it just gives me extra stuff to root for. It's not if I win, that'll be obviously awesome. If I lose, not a big deal. I'm just looking more forward to just watching the game, enjoying some time with the boys. To be honest.
Also, another thing. Not a lot of people. I mean, you guys probably don't care, but one thing I've always liked during the Super Bowls is I've always just been interested to see the commercials. Yeah. Just because.
And am I wrong? But were last year's commercials like not good?
The last few there's always like a couple that are good, and then the rest are not good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see a lot of Marvel trailers. We might be seeing
Obi-Wan
Kenobi is going to be one.
Batman too. Is it Batman?
Batman, I'm assuming, should be in there. The great, the great horse commercial ends up being a Budweiser.
I think the first trailer for the Halo series that's coming.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna. I never get up during like the Super Bowl, even during the commercials. Yeah. I will not get up. Now, of course, the halftime, but this halftime,
you lazy piece
I won't
of
be
shit.
getting up. What?
You're a lazy piece of shit.
You better empty the tank beforehand.
Oh, it's a big Marvel Endgame. I go before the game. Movie started. Don't hold it in until the movie.
Hopefully there's a bet on how close Ryan's gonna be to the TV for the halftime show.
That's as long as it's loud. That's all I care about.
Over under 3 feet, huh? What do you think?
3 feet.
This guy.
I'd be.
Get a hold of this guy.
Get a hold of this guy.
A little not Super Bowl thing I wanted. Still football that I thought would just be kind of fun because this is, and at the end of the day. And obviously we're going to recap the Super Bowl next week and all that, but Super Bowl's coming to a close. So one thing I thought would be fun is to kind of go around the table here
and talk about baseball.
And unfortunately, we got the wrong guy on the podcast.
I know nothing about much any other sport besides.
It's like Sammy Sosa stuff.
I wanted to do like a build your offense,
to be in the Hall of Fame.
a build your offense type thing. You fill a quarterback, running back, 2 receivers, and a tight end. And just build it of your favorite players from history. I can start since I don't know if everyone's ready, but
give me a minute.
I'll start. So quarterback, I'm going with, of course, Drew Brees, Saints fan. So obviously that was easy. Running back, I'd go with LaDainian Tomlinson. Easily my favorite running back of all time. He was, his celebration was iconic. Man, I miss watching him play. He was one of the best running backs I've ever seen. First receiver, I'm going Megatron. I still think Calvin Johnson is the best receiver I've ever seen. I never really saw Jerry Rice. Obviously, a lot of people think he's the GOAT. But I've never seen a receiver like Megatron. And second receiver, one of my personal favorites, Steve Smith. The former Carolina Panther, the great. Hopefully he's in the Hall of Fame soon. He was just tight end receiver, but he always produced. He was awesome. And then tight end, who other than Jimmy Graham? That guy in his prime on the Saints. So fun to watch him and Breeze.
Unfortunately, the Bears no more, but what are you gonna do?
He left the Saints. He was never the same.
Yeah.
But
you said what?
I'm gonna look up some receivers.
You go quarterback, running back.
And 2 receivers
and a tight end.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nick, who's ready?
Go ahead.
Chad, you're not in this?
Nope.
All right, I'm just
That's
going
all
to
you
my
guys.
head, man. All right, so I'm going
Rodgers.
I'm going quarterback first. Andrew Luck is my favorite quarterback of all time. It's very sad that he retired. But I respect his decision. Sidetrack. People were against him for his decision. I was like, okay, it was sad, but he's got to do what he's got to do, man. He's got to look out after himself. So he's my guy. So he's my quarterback. All right. So running back, man. I was thinking I'm gonna go Walter Payton.
Got him.
He's my guy. He's sweetness. May he rest in peace. He's one of the best to do it. Arguably the best running back of all time. You could say, Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, but Walter Payne, I'm gonna put him behind Andrew Luck. So we got 2 receivers and a tight end.
Yep.
One wide receiver off the top of my head, AJ Green. I know that we're back to the Bengals here. He's one of my
You
favorites.
mean Cardinals? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on me out.
I'll take prime AJ Green here.
Of course.
Yeah, so prime AJ Green. Andrew Luck throwing AJ Green would be pretty lethal, I think.
That'd be fun.
Also, AJ Green would be my wide receiver 2. My wide receiver 1 would be Andre Johnson.
Oh, I
That
love
guy was
Andre
very
Johnson.
physical. He is something
Fair.
else, man.
Yeah, that was
He's
a good
gonna be
one.
my WR1. So yeah, Andrew Luck throwing Andre Johnson and AJ Green. That's 2 tall receivers, man. They're physical, especially Andre Johnson. For tight end, man, there's not many good tight ends, but I'm gonna say Greg Olson.
I don't know why.
Why
knew he
did
was
I
gonna pick
think that
I knew
before
he
you
was gonna
said it?
pick
I'm
that.
gonna say
thought
Greg
that.
Olson. Greg Olson's my guy.
Yeah, dude,
Obviously,
I
I'm a
mean-
Bears fan, so
I like
fair
Greg
option,
Olson.
though.
Greg
It's a
Olson
fair
works for Fox
He's
now.
good.
He's great.
right, he is great, and I think Luck to Olson. That's a good combo right there. I loved Olson on the Bears, man. Obviously, he didn't play on the Bears long. I mean, he played on believe it or not, he played on the Panthers longer than the
Yeah,
Bears.
he was on the
And
Panthers.
it seems like so long, and like you feel like he's an OG Bear. I mean, in my heart he is, but his prime really is in Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, so he was just getting settled in
Yeah.
Especially with
Chicago.
the year that Cam Newton had too.
MVP.
Right, yeah, and Greg Olson was someone to look out for. So that's my team. I'll read them out. Andrew Luck, Walter Payne, Andre Johnson, AJ Green, and Greg Olson. That's the
Fair
offensive combo.
Who
right
wants to
there.
go next?
Yeah.
I'll go
yeah.
take it.
All right, RTZ.
So, all right. So I think one of the best quarterbacks, in my opinion, I'm gonna have to say Rex Grossman. I'm totally just
They're
kidding.
gonna
No.
sign ball.
Sounds like what?
No, on a real note, I think, this is gonna be really cliche, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm just gonna say Tom Brady.
Okay.
Tom
Brady.
Brady, prime Patriots, dude. I would take him any given day over anybody. To be
Okay.
honest with you. So that's kind of a given. As far as running back goes, running back, if I really had to pick, is gonna be Barry Sanders.
Awesome.
Barry Sanders, with the way that he ran the ball, was electric, unlike anyone I've ever seen. The way that he could evade, the way that the power that he performed with. But if I'm gonna give a second one, I'm gonna have to actually say, going back to the Texans, Arian Foster. I know
That's gonna be Ryan's.
I'm probably gonna get attacked for that a little bit,
No.
but I think Arian Foster is
In his prime, man, he was
without being obviously he went through some injuries a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously he was kind of beat up on because he ran the ball like crazy, but Arian Foster's gonna be my close second. As far as wide receivers, if we're taking behavior in the league out of it, I'm gonna have to say Antonio Brown on the Steelers. I'm taking all of Ryan's players right now.
This guy.
There could be
Keep-
repeats.
I'm gonna have to say Antonio Brown on
All
the
right,
Steelers.
keep going. Come on.
And then I'm also going to say Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is a deep threat, even as a slot receiver sometimes too. In my opinion, some of the best hands in the league in his prime. So, as far as tight end, I'm gonna have to say Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Gronkowski or Travis Kelce. One of those two. So.
All right. So are we doing 2 running backs or just one?
If we're gonna do 2, I'll give you my close second running back. LT is definitely number 1, but second for me is prime Le'Veon Bell.
All right. I'm just gonna go with 1, just because I didn't really think about it. So obviously these are picks that I just go by favorite. Not
Yeah,
I
the
might
favorite,
not
your favorite.
have like
No, it doesn't. He doesn't
star-studded guys on the team.
No, because if you're going by best ever, it's
So I'm
different.
gonna start with quarterback here. I'm gonna go with Peyton Manning, is my favorite all-time quarterback. And then wide receiver wise, I'm going with one's gonna shock you, and one he said it. Prime AB before he went psycho. On the Steelers.
He's still
So, I mean he's still a baller to this day. Don't get me
course.
wrong. It's just mentally something wrong. And then the second wide receiver is going to be Wes Welker. I loved
I think
Wes
he just
Wes
got.
Welker.
I know he was San Francisco's wide receiver coach, but with the Mike McDaniels going to Miami, I think Wes Welker went to.
And tight end wise, I love Gronk. Absolutely love Gronk. He'd probably be one of my favorites, but I'm gonna go with Antonio Gates.
I was thinking about saying that too.
Yeah,
that was
is my
close
favorite.
second.
So, but Aaron, and then back to running back. My favorite running back of all time, Arian Foster. I wish he stayed in the league longer. So as soon as that dude came into the league, I was just immediately in love with that guy.
Fantasy god.
He was, oh my god. Every now and then, I look at his YouTube highlights. I'm like, look what.
Come back.
Baby, come back.
Yeah.
Dude, prime Adrian Peterson highlights are something I watch sometimes.
yeah.
That guy was.
Dude, that's the thing,
insane,
man. There's so
man.
many greats at.
Yeah.
I mean, really in every position. But I think dude, it's hard to choose, especially at the running back position, dude. There's been a lot of really good running backs, man. Some that are like right at neck and neck at each other in terms of skill and careers. But,
Right.
Yeah, obviously I'm not gonna do one. I don't know football that much, but I mean, what do I know? Bengals are in the Super Bowl and I picked them.
All right.
Chad's like Aaron
Yeah, Chad
Rodgers.
just was the only one with the Bengals.
I was messing with Troy the other day when I saw it. He's like favorite tight end. I'm like, yeah, Troy'd be like Jermichael Finley.
Hey, can't forget Tony Gonzalez.
Who would he pick, Rodgers or Favre?
Rodgers, I feel like. I mean, Chad, you.
4-time MVP.
Yeah, I think at this point he'd probably take a Rodgers. But
I would have
Favre
thought someone would have said Jordy Nelson.
Oh, for what? For
that
guy.
our receivers?
I hate
I would've
him.
thought
One guy,
Jordy
Nelson.
one guy
I
at
don't-
tight end that I never
He was
liked because
good,
mainly like when I watched he was on the Falcons, but like he's hilarious and awesome in like the media is Tony Gonzalez.
Oh yeah.
He's fun. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah. So just to kind of cap it off, we got. I think everyone is going for the Bengals or rooting for the
Yep.
Bengals.
Well,
So
at least
Chad,
everyone-
I don't know if you really have a dog in the fight.
I would say Bengals more than Rams. But
Bengals more than the Rams. So I mean, we're all kind of on the Bengals, but
So basically, Vegas is gonna pay the Rams refs, and
yeah, we'll see what happens.
I was gonna
all
say,
these
dude, I feel
Bengals
like
haters
dude,
are.
a lot of people are rooting for the Bengals, and I feel like that, again,
It's gonna be
Vegas and all these people, did they know? So there's gonna be, I don't know. Part of
Well,
me just feel like something's gonna happen. Or,
like I said, it's kind of like one of
You know?
those like what Anthony was saying. LA fans, they're Dodgers fans, Lakers, all that stuff. They're all bandwagon kind of fans. So it's like America's on Bengals, and the rest of the fans in LA are obviously Rams
Yeah.
fans. And I mean, they still got St. Louis and
I
stuff
think
like that.
Detroit's also rooting for the Rams. You saw those Detroit Rams.
Well,
shirts
yeah, I guess that
everywhere,
would make
so,
sense too. But
I mean, obviously, there's people everywhere that are rooting for whatever teams. But I think I'm hoping for. I think most of all, I'm hoping for a good game. I don't want to snooze fest like the Patriots Rams. I don't want to blow out like the Broncos and the Seahawks. Like, I want a good game. I want a close game, and just like I want to have fun at the end of the day. Super Bowl Sunday is one of my favorite holidays of the year. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it most of all.
Christmas.
But I think that'll pretty much do it for episode 10 of the RacPacShow. First in-person Super Bowl special. Obviously want to thank both the Knicks for coming on. First time, third time. And once again, wanted to mention the
it's your
giveaway.
fucking last time.
Yeah, you're
And
done.
I didn't like it anyway. I'm out of here.
I wanted to
For now.
mention
Till baseball starts.
the giveaway one more time. So, just to repreface, to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, comment who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, Bengals, Rams, and you'll be entered, and we'll pick the winner. Next episode, we'll announce that, and it'll be a $25 Amazon gift card. So, with that being said, I think that is it.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
it.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Share, subscribe.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Share it, please.
Enjoy the Super
Go
Bowl.
Bengals!
Goodbye.